Blood flow restriction training, also known as occlusion training or BFR for short, requires a tourniquet or BFR band, which we'll always place proximal to the working muscle. So we're going to have it at the top of our quads, essentially as high as we can get it before it becomes too uncomfortable. Subjective tightness of about 7 out of 10. You can get cuffs that have gauges on them, but we'll just go by feel. The protocol we'll follow will be 75 reps over 4 sets. So 30 reps, 15, 15, and 15. And we have the rest there on the side. You can have a slightly longer rest than 15 seconds if you like. The idea is we can use much lighter weight, so roughly 20 to 40% of a 1 rep max. And in virtue of the bands restricting some of the venous outflow of blood, we create a hypoxic environment in the muscle, which is going to be somewhat similar to what we'd have with a more traditional rep range and heavier weight. The obvious benefit with BFR training is the ability to productively work an injured muscle or joint. So you may have a quad tear or knee tendon injury. A traditional 60 to 80% of your 1 rep max or your normal 6 to 12 rep range may be provocative for the injury. So with the bands, again, we're going to create an environment which mimics our heavier weight training. In turn, recruiting fast twitch fibers, which are primarily responsible for hypertrophy. Can also be potentially used to bring up weaker body parts. So for instance, if your quads are a weak body part, you could do this protocol 2 or 3 times a week outside of your normal leg training. And with the weight being relatively light, it'll have minimal impact on your overall recovery. So definitely effective for bringing up those weaker body parts. And the third way it's effective is just getting blood flow into a cranky joint / muscle. So if your knees aren't overly happy on leg day, doing this protocol at the start can actually be a good way to get them all warm and raring to go. There is a few decent studies showing the effectiveness of BFR training. The research is always developing, which is good. At this stage, there seems to be some efficacy in it for hypertrophy. Someone who shouldn't be doing this would be pregnant people, pregnant women, and of course, anyone that has any heart issues. If you don't feel good doing BFR, don't do it. Common sense should prevail. And just at the end, gradually take the bands off, just let the blood flow out of the muscle and go on your merry way. Hope that makes sense. Anything that needs clarifying, let me know.